friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and you know, today we have to talk all about Pat McGrath Labs' latest Mothership 11, Sunlit Seduction, and I'm going to give you guys all of my thoughts and feelings around this palette and whether or not I will be picking it up, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below as well. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. As a lot of you know, I am a pretty big Pat McGrath Labs fan and lover. Like, I really love the brand. I am going to assume a lot of you, nearly most of you probably even found my channel through my Pat McGrath Labs content. I first purchased Midnight Sun back in the day, and I felt, well, actually no, that was a gift from my husband, but still. But I fell absolutely head over heels in love with that eyeshadow palette with Pat McGrath Labs formula and just her artistry and everything, and I just basically became this massive fan since then, collected all of the Motherships and nearly every single palette she's released since then as well. And every July she releases a new Mothership palette, and every year it is hotly, I guess, anticipated almost around like what color scheme is she going to release, because really the Motherships are about innovative special shade formulas and her color stories, because her earlier palettes really were so unique and different to what was on the market. And ever since Divine Rose 1, pretty much, they've just slowly almost kind of gotten same but different each year, to the point where for years now, you know, we've all kind of been begging Pat for something really different and unique to her brand and her collection, and to please not give us any more golds or pinks, right? And I think what heightens it is not just that the Motherships are following a very continuous pink and gold theme of some sort, but also it does feel a lot of the time that the other palettes she releases around that, like her, you know, 6-pan palettes, her quads, or the holiday palettes or whatever, probably not so much the holiday palettes, but it also feels like a lot of them are pinks and golds as well. So it doesn't even feel like you're necessarily getting that variety outside of the Motherships as well, right? If I had bet any money before seeing the inspiration like pics that she was dropping, I would have said she's not going to do pink and gold this year. Like, she's going to listen to her customers. She knows we're fed up, and also just surely for her own creativeness and like artistry, she's going to do something different and wowing, right? Like, surely. Especially considering brands like Isamaya are coming out in the market, even Odin's Eye, where their shadows are quite comparable now to her special shade formula, which I'll touch on in a minute about why I think that. You know, I was like, she's going to get a little bit more innovative this year. And then I saw her, so Pat, when she's about to release a Mothership or anything really, she drops these like inspiration kind of pics where she's getting her inspo from, or like, I guess marketing. It's marketing ads to kind of like tease out her new product. And as soon as I saw like the sunlit words in there and just like the sunrise and the tones of the inspo pics, I was like, oh gosh, this feeling of like no lie. And this is all makeup. It's very first world problem, so it's really not that deep, you know what I mean? Also, my opinion, take it with a grain of salt. Like, this is just a bit of makeup fun, okay? Just a bit of chats. Like, don't get offended if you're like, well, do what you want, you're your own person, but like, just don't come for me if you disagree or whatever, okay? Let's just keep it nice. You guys are usually awesome though, so I'm not that worried. But yeah, when I saw those inspo pics, a feeling of dread literally just was like in me, because I was like, this palette is gonna be all pink and gold. I just knew it. I knew from those inspo pics. I was slightly hopeful that I was wrong, because a lot of the times with her inspo pics, whatever I think is going to happen, it's usually the opposite of that. But I just knew. And then when I saw the sneak peek of the packaging as well yesterday, I was like, oh no, it's pink and gold. I know it in my soul. And I could just see the comments from people, hear the comments from people, and also just myself. Like, I was like, oh god, this is not going to be great. And then when I woke up this morning, it obviously, because of the time difference, it was already out, and I had a million messages from you guys and comments and stuff saying like, what do you think? And I saw it, and I was just, I was a little bit devastated is the wrong word. I probably, you know, it is makeup. I have some context in my world, but if you want to think about it in the makeup context, I was a little bit devastated, yes, because I look forward to Pat's Mothership every single year. They are my favorite palettes. I love them. And it's just, we own all of these. Like half of these shades she had in Moonlit Seduction last year or other palettes. And it's just like, seriously? And the reason why I was also saying like, so I'm going to talk about the special shade formulas and what I think they might be. But like previously her special shade formulas were like these baked, special, just incredible shadows, or like these glittery, sparkly, suspended, special, crazy formulas, right? And then I'm guessing because of maybe COVID or something, or ingredients or whatever, she, since Utopian Dream, has not done that traditional special shade formula that we all know and love from Pat McGrath Labs, right? And so ever since then it's been different and different, but the newer special shades from Pat are so easily, in my opinion, even though I still love Pat, don't get me wrong, but I'm always going to keep it 100, okay, with you guys. They're very comparable to other indie brands, or like Izumaya, the newest Izumaya palette, for example. They're very, and it's a very easily comparable formula, whereas her older special shade formula was not. It was hard to come across, if yet I'm still to kind of come across one, if I'm honest, in my travels of makeup anyway. And so all of that combined with this color story that is basically kind of Moonlit Seduction but not, and well, kind of all of the palettes from Divine Rose 1 mixed together, and even her little side palettes she's released along the way combined into one, but slightly different. It's just like, really? Because, and I have seen so many comments, I have seen people begging, I have been asking, like, give us a cool tone palette, give us a green palette, give us a blue palette. I've seen people say purple. I'm quite interested in that because she releases a lot of purple stuff as well. So I didn't want purple, pink, or gold. I wanted something completely out of that. Even just a basic, straight down the line neutral palette, I would have probably been stoked with, because that's different for her, right? And then I saw this and I was just like, there's two thoughts that go into my mind. Either one, this is truly what she's inspired and passionate about. Actually, there's three. One is, this is just where she feels at home. She loves it. She's creating for herself. Okay, fine. Number two is like, you know, this is the year of Barbie and Valentino pink and all that. Did she, you know, she's well aware of like fashion trends and stuff like that because she does all of the makeup for fashion weeks and that. So is she just doing it this year because pink is the whole trend of the year with Barbie and Valentino pink, all that kind of stuff? And then the third one is, does she know this is really not what her loyal customer fan base wants? And she basically was like, F you guys, here's what you're not wanting, but I'm going to give you anyway. And we all know you're still going to buy it. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So they're my three thought processes. Obviously, I have no idea. It could be none of those. Who knows? Let's get into the details of this. This is, I mean, I've had the palette up obviously so you can see it. This is the palette. I do find that Pat's kind of promo pics and stuff like that are really, they never really showcase truly what the colors look like until you get them in person. That's been my experience. And usually when you get them in person, nearly every single time they're way more beautiful and mesmerizing, and you're just like, oh, okay, I really like you. Like Moonlit Seduction, I wasn't that excited to get Moonlit Seduction that much, and then I got it in person and it is hands down my favorite palette. I freaking love Moonlit Seduction. So I mean, I would change the matte shades in it, I say that all the time, but like all of the metallic shades in there are just like perfection to me. So, you know, it could be like that with this one. We don't know the full formula yet, so all of this is obviously speculation. Here are the swatches of this palette on her website. You can actually go on her website now. She's got all the details of this palette and like the price and everything and potential bundles and all that kind of stuff ready to go. Here are the swatches. Again, I just always find her swatches are so like digitally altered and that you don't actually get really a feel for what the shadows look like. She does have a Instagram reel on her Instagram already where she's got a makeup look using the palette, and that's kind of where you can get a little bit more of a vibe around like what the shadows are going to look like, and they look very pretty. But even still, the kind of pink that she's got in there really reminds me of the pink that's in Ritualistic Rose Special Shade Quad, so I'll be interested to see that in, you know, in person. But yeah, the swatches don't look super wowing, to be honest with you. They really do look like everything we own from her. I did get a little bit excited by the names because the names of the special shades are like Astral Pink Fetish, Blitz Crimson Ecstasy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, are we going back to the original special shade formula? But I don't think so, because even in Utopian Dream and Moonlit Seduction, she's kind of used those astral names and stuff like that, and it's not the same formula. And just in these pictures alone, the Blitz, which is normally, the Blitz shades are normally her baked formulas. This does not look baked. I could be very wrong. I can't really see it properly in the Instagram tutorial that she's got going. She'll obviously have more as like the time goes on, but they just don't look like the original like formulas that we know and love from Pat's special shades. They look like, it's probably even, I don't mind seeing the progression in her special shades, to be honest with you, and these I feel like will be another progression even from last year's. It's just, I'm wishing, I have that nostalgia for like OG Pat McGrath labs, you know what I mean? Those first like up to like Divine Rose 2 pretty much. I have that nostalgia for like that Pat. Do you know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But it just also feels like looking at these 4 special shades, like when you look at Moonlit Seduction right here, right? You know, apart from VR Sextasy right here, you know, I just feel like most of the shades are in Moonlit Seduction in a one way, shape or form. There's a couple of shades that differentiate, but then like the ones that aren't maybe in Moonlit Seduction are in like her Utopian Dream or any other one of her palettes. Again, they could look very different in person. They won't be the exact same shades, so it'll be like same but different. But like when you're spending $200 Australian or 130 US, I think, on a palette, and you're a fan and you buy them all, do we want same but different? No. I feel disappointed in this one personally. I'm still going to buy it, you know I am. And that's the issue, right? Is like we're probably all still going to buy it. So what we need to probably do if we really want Pat to listen is like boycott it. But I'm not going to, because, I mean, for my channel, I'm not going to, and for you guys, because, you know, potentially there's a lot of you that haven't picked up any of her pinkish leaning or gold palettes or any of her palettes, and maybe this is the one for you. And I want to pick it up. I'm going to test it for science. I love her. So, you know, I'm going to put it down under science, and I'm going to do a full swatch comparison video and all that kind of stuff like I normally do with this. I have a feeling my videos will be delayed on this, because if she releases this at the end of next week, like she normally does, I go to Bali. So I have a feeling this, like my palette will arrive while I'm either in Bali or like maybe not able to film or whatever. So anyway, that's fine. Hopefully you guys will still care about my review when I get back. But either which way, we'll see what happens. That's a little bit harsh, but I needed to give you guys my you know, my true thoughts and opinions. That's what's more important to me. Like I could easily get in here and like suck up to kind of Pat McGrath and hope to get on like her PR list and everything. But what's more important to me is that you guys know my true and honest opinion about everything. So just quickly, the description of this is Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction tempts you to venture into new realms of makeup artistry with its solar-infused spectrum of seductive shades and versatile finishes, from the gentle allure of floral mattes and blush tone pinks to the captivating essence of burgundy orchids. This palette caters to looks that range from casually chic to sensually subversive. Experience the gleam of metallics and sparkling astrals enriched with shimmering pearls for radiant and dimensional color. The sumptuously smooth formulas ensure easy application, transforming your eye artistry into tactile indulgence. The palette features standout shades like Molten Crimson Ruby and Sparkling Platinum Mauve Plum for eye looks that are simply haute of this world. Embrace the sunlit hues and your artistry radiate. I just think it's funny that it's like new realms of makeup artistry, because like unless these formulas are just transcending, which they very well could be, none of us have tried them yet, we have all these shades from her, so it's not really anything new for makeup artistry. Anyway, below the line. In exciting news, the other thing that she did release, which I'm actually more excited about at this present point in time than the Mothership palette, is the Intensifies Longwear Primer. Y'all know that I love the Intensifies stick. It is my holy grail probably makeup product. Like honestly, whenever I run out, if I don't have one in my collection, it's like panic stations truly, and that sounds dramatic, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I'm very, very, very excited to try her eye primer, considering how much I love the Intensify stick. So it says humidity-proof, sweat-proof, water-resistant, boost eyeshadow color for enhanced purity and vibrancy, translucent finish suitable for all skin tones, ophthalmologist tested, helps to increase eyeshadow wear up to 24 hours, helps to reduce eyeshadow creasing up to 24 hours, helps to blur the appearance of skin texture up to 24 hours. Interesting. So the first eyeshadow primer from the Dame of Motherships revolutionizes the realm of eye makeup. Its ingenious prep and set formula boosts eyeshadow color, guaranteeing a gaze of long-lasting allure. Skin smoothing eyelid primer ensures crease-proof, non-smudgy, and stay-in-place eye looks that last up to 24 hours. Who is wearing their makeup for 24 hours? Anyway, translucent finish, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I am 100% excited for the eyeshadow primer. She'll definitely be picking that up for sure. For sure. Because that looks amazing. And then she does have some bundles already. So like you can get the Sunlit Seduction palette and the primer for like, this is Australian dollars, obviously it'll be different for other currencies, 222. The primer on its own is 54 and the Mothership on its own is 213 Australian. I believe it's like 129 US on its own. And then she's going to have bundles with like the Intensify stick and the mascara or like some lip products. You can also get a bundle of Moonlit Seduction and Sunlit Seduction. Ah, I get it. Moonlit Seduction, Sunlit Seduction. So it's like Divine Rose 1, Divine Rose 2. It's like a pair. That took me so long to get. I literally just got that right now. Okay. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Reading the comments on all of the new makeup posts, like makeup on my radar or makeup release radar. No, makeup on my radar is the name now. Trend mood and all that kind of stuff has been hilarious. People are mad. People are mad. Even on Pat's Instagram posts, until she has a chance to delete them, I think she probably does delete some of her comments, to be fair, because I noticed on the tutorial they're all glowing, but on the release post when I looked early this morning they were not. They weren't positive comments, and that's been interesting to read. That's my thoughts and opinions on the new Mothership 11. Let me know what you think down below. I feel like a lot of your comments are going to be, oh my god, another pink and gold palette, pass, I don't want this, who wants this, why isn't she listening to us? And that's not shade or hate against you guys. I think that's how we're all feeling, right? I think that's just how we're all feeling. If you're a Pat fan, that's how we're pretty much most of us are feeling. And then there will be, look, objectively on its own, outside of her collection, it's a beautiful palette. It's just, if you're a fan like us and you have most of her palettes, it's disappointing because we own pretty much all of those shades. We were wanting something different this time. Anyway, always next year. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate you. And I hope you have the most amazing day, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.